Ladies and gentlemen, it's very nice to be here. My name is Juhani Sivilampi. I'm from a technology company called Watrec. We actually are, it's nice to be here, especially after Harry's presentation, because we are working very much in the same field, and the two companies have worked together for quite a many years now, and seeking for similar kind of, I think we have similar kinds of strategies, similar kinds of goals, where I think we also quite supporting each other to achieve these goals in Finland and also in the neighborhood countries. Our background is in wastewater treatment, in industrial wastewater treatment, but we have been moving toward, during the years, more and more into sludge treatment, in bio-waste treatment, organic waste processing. And as I said, we are a technology company, and our know-how and competence is on biological systems. And we don't stand behind one, let's say, gadget or one technology. When the client comes to us, we want to give the client the best possible solution, which doesn't necessarily always mean that it's biogas plant. It can be also something else. But as I said, we have been moving more and more into the biogas world, mostly because of the demand from the market. I have a very nice team behind me, and as you can see, we have people from Sitra, who is the investor in the company. They came into this company a few years back and have made the second round of investment also last year. I'm very happy we have a new member in the board, Mr. Matti Leppänen, who is also present here, who has a very long experience from wastewater treatment world, especially in the international projects. And then I'm there, my wife's there, who has very good experience in biotechnology, and also we have a member from my old colleague who with I established the first company actually when we are both working in a university in Jyväskylä. What we are offering to our clients and the projects that we are seeking is the complete, say, solution for the operation of the biogas plant. And that means the design and the building, commissioning and operation, helping the plant to be what it's supposed to be, a waste processing facility. Because you need to have experience and know-how to do all these tasks. It's not enough to make this type of plant profitable. What you need as an addition is that you need to have incoming material, and you also need to have flow for the outgoing material. The company is quite young. I established the company in 2003 as a one-man consultant company. First year the revenue was 50,000 euros, and I was quite happy with it. But then we started to work with, let's say, with bigger projects and started to grow, first in organic way, and then we get the investor. In 2006, Sitra, the Finnish Independence Fund, joined into the company. And then the task was to develop the consulting company into technology provider. I think we achieved that milestone last year. But during these years, we also have developed our product to be, let's say, from my side at least, I think it's more friendly for the clients. So we are also taking part of the operation, sometimes also funding. So what we are actually offering today is to build, own and operate and transfer of biogas plants, especially in larger scale facilities. This is our hockey stick, but this is actually from the last year ending. So since 2007, 2008, 2009, we tripled the revenue every year, which is actually quite hard. So it's not always something that you really want to do if you're a very small company. But at least I can say maybe luckily this year we are not tripled anymore, so we are more or less balanced, at least for 1 year, with our revenue. And this is the product. So what we call it is a biorefinery. And the market is outside this biorefinery. As you can see, there are many, actually it's the whole society what is surrounding these facilities. So we get inputs from the industries, from the municipalities and from the agriculture, sometimes also as a biomass from the fields. And what we are doing, we're producing energy, but what is, I think, is the most important, if you're thinking about the mass balance of these types of plants, is the output as a fertilizers or as a recovered nutrients, like Harry said. And that what this plant achieves is that it recycles the nutrients in safe form back to the fields where pretty much everything which is organic and which is going around this society is actually coming from. So we are closing the loop with the biogas systems. From my side, I think it's more important than creating the renewable energy, even though this today's topic is about renewable energy. We have created also a strategy, especially to go into the international market and to multiply the build on and operate type of system. So this is pretty much the system that are actually the business model that we have already done in our first build and operate plant in Finland. And we are looking to investors to support us to achieve these goals and go in the international market. We had actually been exploring the international market now, I think at least for 4.5 years, but this is project business, and these types of projects are actually they take a long time. In Finland, one project usually takes, the development stage of one project takes about 3 years. It's not that much, let's say, shorter time and abroad as well. And it means that if you're building one plant in 1 year, you may have to wait for the second plant 2 years. Pretty much the same figures than Harry showed. So, and at this point, I really want to answer also Matti's question about the gate fees in Finland. Also, I think the gate fees abroad, they should exist. Because what we are doing here, when we have a biogas plant, okay, it's fulfilling the hierarchy of the waste directive. But the first thing in that hierarchy is to reduce the amount of waste. And there's no other way to reduce amount of waste than to make the producer of the waste to pay it. If he gets his waste out of his hands for free, he has no pressure at all to reduce the amount and make his own operation more efficient. So that's why I personally think it's very important that the gate fees exist. Also when I operate in biogas, it's another thing which makes me quite happy. But I think if you think about the society and the development of society, the trend should be and should stay on the side that if you have waste, you have to pay to get rid of it, because that's the only way you want to reduce the amount of your, let's say, costs. Of course, you get some money out of energy. Depends on the country what kind of money you're receiving. In Finland, it's not very attractive today, and it's not feasible so far, at least, to establish these types of facilities to just in a sense of production of the renewable energy. Even though it's a good thing, it doesn't make this plant feasible in an economical way. We have this type of strategy for different countries. In practice, it means that we are focusing ourselves on certain market areas. We have been fishing around, for example, in the States and in other countries, but the focus today is on Poland and in Russia. And what we are trying to do is find a partner, local partner, who understands the game, who have connections for the suppliers of the waste, but most importantly, for the receivers of these nice, very odorless, high-quality, hygienic end products, because you need to have the whole chain in operation to make this system work. And of course, we want to have
concluding remarks.
Yes, and we want to have very high revenue. And this is the picture from our last plant. And here are the first 2 plants that were built in Finland. But I think I'm done. So what we are looking here is to have a possibility to discuss with the potential investors to join into our team. Thank you.
I had a question on scalability, and probably if you take your slide, or the numbers are wrong, or I did understood something wrong. If you have capacity of your installation with a factor of 4, the energy you get out is only a factor of 3, and I would expect this at least to be also a factor of 4.
Come again.
It's on your slides.
Yeah, which slide you refer?
Slides where you have the different type of...
you mean these ones?
No, earlier.
This
one, yeah. If you have plant capacity, it go up from 60 to 240,
yeah.
And your energy goes from 1 to 3.
The energy actually goes, if you look at the figures, it goes from 0 to 3, 0.5 to 3. So it actually depends also that when you are establishing very large facility, you need to spend more energy into internal processes inside the plant, because then you have to have, let's say, more efficient processes to make the systems also inside the plant.
So there's some negative scaling effect.
There's some negative scale, but it's also a scale of economics. So what we actually are doing today, our strategy is to build the plants with 60,000 tons per year. That's what we did last year, because it's much more easier to handle. The logistics plays a very big role in this type of facility.
One other question?
Okay. I have one. So you said that you're going to fish around on the other markets like Poland, as an example. Poland is one of the very hot spots of the biogas market in Europe that is quite well known. But being an engineering company, what Watrec seems to be, how do you feel that how you can support your position on that market? You have like approximately 200 German engineering companies competing about the same market areas as well. What makes you special?
What makes us special that first of all, our approach for the design is different, which also limits the market for us. We are not targeting into systems that are treating manure and corn, but we are targeting in systems that are also treating wastes. And we have, at least from my point of view, we are not anymore the engineering company, but we are a contractor company. The last plant we did was actually turnkey delivery. So we have done everything from the start, actually more than in a normal turnkey project, but we also did the design, we did the project development. What we need there is a strong partner. We have there a partner already, and we have in a pipeline projects, we have 5 projects that we have, let's say, preliminary agreements with this partner.
Okay, I propose to have other questions after the session and have them handled directly. Thank you for presentation and questions.
Thank you.